Most people are out there looking for success.
They are chasing chances, chasing money, waiting for the perfect time to act. But the truth is, they are searching in the wrong direction. Because success is not something outside of you. It is something you build. It grows over time. It is earned, step by step, decision by decision, habit by habit. Now pay close attention. The moment you choose to improve yourself, everything starts shifting. Your thoughts begin to change. Your discipline gets stronger. Your path becomes clearer. And little by little, your results begin to improve. If you want things in your life to change, you must change first. That is where it all begins. Not with luck, not with perfect timing,
not with better conditions.
It begins with you. In this message, you are about to learn something powerful.
How to shape yourself into a person that success cannot ignore.
Because when you work on yourself honestly and consistently, success has no option but to come toward you. Let this sink in. For your life to change, you must change. That is the starting point of all success. Not outside, but inside. Most people say they want a better life. They want more money, more chances, more success. But they are not willing to change who they are. And that is the real problem. Your life cannot get better if you stay the same person. Think about that deeply. If your habits don't change,
if your thinking doesn't change,
your roast, if your discipline doesn't improve, then your future will look exactly the same. You cannot repeat the same actions and expect new results. Listen carefully. Success is not something you chase first. It is something you attract based on who you become. That means your focus must change. Stop asking, how can I become successful? Start asking, how can I become valuable? Because value attracts opportunity.
A disciplined person gains trust.
A focused person makes progress. A person who keeps growing attracts success naturally. Now let's be real. Changing yourself is not easy. And a responsibility is heavy. Because once you accept responsibility, you cannot blame others anymore. You cannot blame your past. You cannot blame your situation. You cannot blame other people. You begin to understand that your future is connected to your choices. The day you truly grow up is the day you take full responsibility for your life. That is what maturity really means. Now understand this clearly.
The quality of your life depends on the quality of your mindset.
If your thinking is negative, your actions will follow. If your thinking is weak, your life will reflect that weakness. Your thoughts guide your actions, and your actions shape your future. That is why personal growth is so important. Reading, learning, improving, growing, these are not small things. They are life-changing habits. Every single day you work on yourself, you are building a stronger base. Mentally, emotionally, and slowly, your confidence begins to rise. Not fake confidence, but real confidence. The kind that comes from discipline. The kind that comes from progress. Confidence is built through action and consistency. Now, here is where most people go wrong. They wait for motivation. They wait until they feel ready. But successful people understand something important. Action comes first. Feelings come later. You do not become disciplined by thinking about it. You become disciplined by practicing it. One small habit at a time. Waking up earlier. Keeping promises to yourself.
Using your time wisely.
Staying away from distraction. These small actions, repeated daily, start to change who you are. Over time, your identity begins to shift. You stop seeing yourself as weak. You stop thinking of yourself as average. Because now, you are becoming someone different. Success is simply a few small disciplines repeated every day. That is the formula. Not magic, not luck. Discipline. Now let's go deeper. When you start improving yourself, not everyone will understand. Some people will question you. Some may even laugh at you or doubt you. Why? Because your growth makes them uncomfortable. But do not let that stop you. Your future matters too much. Your potential is too valuable. And remember this, you are not changing to impress others. You are changing to become your best version. That is your mission. To become stronger, smart,
more focused, more disciplined.
because the person you become decides the life you live. Think about this for a moment. Every successful person you admire started with self-improvement. Before success, there was growth. Before recognition, there was discipline. Before results, there was preparation. And the same rule applies to you. If you want more from life, you must become more. More intentional, more responsible, more committed, and slowly your life will begin to change. Not instantly, but steadily. Because real success is built from the inside out. Do not wait for your situation to improve first. Improve yourself first. Because when you change, everything around you begins to change as well. So start today. Work on your mindset. Work on your habits. Work on your discipline. And always remember, success begins when you decide to change yourself. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Think about that. Most people spend years working for money, but very little time working on themselves.
They help build someone else's dream.
While ignoring their own growth, they improve their company, but forget to improve their own life. And then they wonder why nothing really changes. Success begins with self-development. Not sometimes, every day. Success is simply a few small disciplines practiced daily. That means growth must become your lifestyle, not something you do once in a while. You cannot work on yourself for a few days and expect your whole life to transform. Growth needs consistency, daily effort,
Daily learning.
daily improvement, step by step. Now understand this. Most of the growth that changes your life will happen quietly. No applause,
No recognition.
no instant rewards. And this is where many people quit because they want quick results. They want success right away. But real success takes time. A tree does not grow overnight, and neither do you. Do not wish things were easier.
Wish you were better?
That is the mindset you need.
Every day, ask yourself,
How can I improve today? Not perfectly, but gradually. Maybe today you become more disciplined. Maybe today you control your emotions better. Maybe today you learn something useful.
Small improvements matter.
Because small improvements, repeated every day, lead to big results. Now understand something powerful. The world rewards value.
Not excuses. Potential alone.
Value. And value is built through personal growth. The more skilled you become, the more disciplined you become,
The more reliable you become,
the harder it is for people to ignore you.
That is why working on yourself is so important. Now let's talk about silence. One of the strongest things you can do is grow quietly. Most people talk about everything. Their plans, their goals, their dreams. But strong people move in silence. They let their results speak. Do not just talk about what you will do. Show it. Talking gives temporary satisfaction, but action creates real change. So instead of trying to impress others with words, Impress yourself with discipline.
Wake up earlier.
Read more.
Learn more.
Think better.
Use your time wisely.
And keep going even when no one notices.
That is where real growth happens.
In private.
Now let's be honest.
Career skills at Diana for two career skills stable calculus.
Some days you will feel motivated. Some days you won't. But discipline is not based on how you feel. It is based on commitment. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. And that is what separates average people from exceptional people.
Average people wait for motivation.
Successful people build habits because habits shape who you are. What you do again and again,
You eventually become.
if you waste time daily, you become careless. If you improve daily, you become stronger. That is how change happens. Now remember this. Do not compare your journey with others. Your path is your own. Some people grow fast. Some grow slowly. But the key is simple. Keep growing. Because every day you work on yourself, you are building something you cannot see. Confidence, wisdom, mental strengths. And one day, those invisible qualities become visible results. You realize that success starts paying attention only after you start changing. People notice the difference. Your mindset gets tougher. Your words become clearer.
Your discipline shows more.
And others may assume it all happened fast, but you know the truth. It was never sudden. It was built in silence. It was built day by day. It was built through steady effort. Successful people become successful because they turn success-style habits into a daily routine. That is the true secret. Not shortcuts, not luck. Habits. Work on yourself every day, not because it is easy, but because your future depends on it. And stop trying to get praise for everything you do. Let your growth speak. Let your discipline speak. Let your results speak for you. Because in time, when you become valuable enough, success will have no reason to pass you by. Success is not something you chase. It is something you attract through the person you become. Let that settle in your mind. Most people are running after success. They hope for it. They wait for it. They chase it from every side. But success does not respond well to chasing. Success responds to value. And value is not something you fake. It is not something you wish for. It is something you build day after day, habit after habit. You do not get paid only for the time you spend. You get paid for the value you bring into that time. Think about that for a second. The world does not reward effort alone. It rewards usefulness. It rewards contribution. It rewards value. So here's the question you need to ask yourself. Am I becoming more valuable every day? Not just busy, not just active, but valuable.
Because there is a big difference.
Busy people fill their hours. Valuable people build their future. Now listen carefully. When you become more valuable, you do not have to chase opportunity anymore.
About most of this 10, he starts noticing you.
People start noticing you. Life begins to answer you differently. Not because the world changed, because you changed. And when you change, everything around you starts changing too. Now let's go deeper. Value is not only skill.
It is discipline.
It is consistency. A person who shows up every day becomes valuable. A person who keeps their word becomes valuable. A person who improves a little each day becomes valuable. And over time, that value adds up. Slow at first, then stronger, then impossible to ignore. Now understand this truth. You do not need to be the best. You only need to be better than you were yesterday. Because improvement creates momentum. And momentum creates results. Small disciplines, repeated every single day, lead to great achievements. That is how value is built. Not in huge moments, but in daily choices. What you do when nobody is watching. What you choose when things are hard. What you repeat when it starts to feel boring. That is where value is made. Now, this is where many people fail. They want fast praise, fast success, fast results. But value does not grow fast. It grows quietly behind the scenes through discipline. And then one day, everything looks different. People see your growth. People feel your presence. People respect your consistency. And they ask, how did this happen? But you already know. It was never sudden. It was daily. The things that matter most are never rushed. Now, let's talk about competition. You do not need to compete with other people. That only distracts you. Compete with the version of you from yesterday. That is where real progress happens. Because the goal is not to be better than everyone else. The goal is to become better than you were. Stronger.
Focus.
Now understand this deeply. When you focus on becoming valuable, you stop worrying about approval.
Stop chasing
Constant applause.
Because value speaks for itself. Your work will speak when your words cannot. And now let's bring it home. Every skill you build, every habit you strengthen, every discipline you keep, it raises your value. Nonsense. And that value shapes your future. Not luck. Not shortcuts. Not timing.
Value.
So stop asking, how do I get success? Start asking, how do I become more valuable? Because once you become valuable enough, success does not need to be chased. It begins to come toward you. Opportunities find you. People respect you. Doors open for you. And not because you forced them open, because you became ready. Success is something you attract through the person you become. Focus on growth. Focus on discipline. Focus on getting better every day. Because when you become valuable enough, success has no choice but to find you. Success is not only about what you do. It is also about how you think. Let that settle in. Because everything in your life starts in your mind. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your inner voice. That is where your future begins. Now listen carefully. Two people can face the same situation, the same chance, the same struggle, the same conditions, and still get completely different results. Why? Because they think differently. One says, this is impossible. The other says, this can be done. One quits. The other keeps going. And that small difference in thinking creates a huge difference in life. You cannot change your destination in one night, but you can change your direction in one night. And that direction starts in the mind. Now understand this. Your mindset is like a lens. It changes the way you see everything. If your mindset is weak, everything looks hard. If your mindset is strong, problems start to look like chances. Stay moral. Get from deep. Now let's go deeper. Most people are not held back by talent. They are held back by their thinking. They think too small. They doubt too much. They fear too often. And slowly, that thinking becomes their reality. Because what you keep thinking, you start believing. And what you believe, you eventually become. As a man thinks, so he becomes. That is a timeless truth. Now listen carefully. If you want to change your future, you must first change your thoughts. Because your thoughts lead to actions, and your actions lead to results. So if you want better results, start with better thinking. Here is the hard part. Changing your mindset is not easy. Because old thinking feels comfortable. even if it is limiting you, even if it is holding you back, even if it is keeping you stuck. It still feels familiar. And familiarity is powerful, but dangerous. What feels familiar is not always what is best for you. Now let's talk about fear. Fear comes from thinking, not from reality. Most fears are imagined, not lived. People fear failure. They fear rejection. They fear judgment. But many of those fears never actually happen. Still, they control decisions. And that is the trap. Fear-based thinking creates a small life. Growth-based thinking creates a strong life. Now, here is the truth. You cannot remove fear completely, but you can grow beyond it. How? By building your mindset through learning, discipline, and action. Every day, your mind is giving you instructions. Sometimes it says, do the work. Other times it says, maybe tomorrow. Sometimes it pushes you forward. Sometimes it pulls you backward. And the direction of your life depends on which voice you choose to follow. Most people want success. They want a better future, better health, better finances, better opportunities. But wanting is every time you act even though you are afraid, you weaken fear. Every time you avoid it, you make it stronger. So the direction you choose matters. Now bring it all together. Your mindset is not fixed. It can be trained. It can be improved. It can be made stronger. But only if you work on it every day with purpose and consistency. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Because your job can give you income, but your mindset gives you a life. Now understand this deeply. Your future is not controlled by outside forces alone. It is shaped by your internal thinking. Change your thinking, and you change your direction. Change your direction, and you change your destiny. That is the power of mindset. Now let me ask you something. What are you feeding your mind every day? Negativity? Doubt? Limitation? Or growth? Learning? Possibility? Because whatever you feed your mind will grow. Your life today is the result of your thinking yesterday.
So be careful.
Be intentional. Be disciplined with your thoughts. Because your mindset is building your future right now. Not someday, not later. Right now. Strengthen your thinking. Challenge your limits. Train your mind for growth. Because when your mindset gets strong, your future becomes hard to stop. And success has no choice but to follow you.